Okay, so we've been talking about the importance of sleep, proper sleep positions, even how we get to sleep. Now our focus turns to our kids' sleeping patterns.
It certainly changes over the years, doesn't it? When they're first born, it seems like they never sleep. But as they get older and into the teen years, it seems like you can never get them out of bed. But the amount of shut-eye our kids actually need may take you by surprise. Let's start with newborns, or 1 to 2 months. According to the National Sleep Foundation, they need a total of 10.5 to 18 hours a day. They usually stay awake in periods of 1 to 3 hours. Their sleep-wake cycle usually depends on when they need to be fed, changed, and of course nurtured. Now to infants, 3 to 11 months old. The foundation reports they typically need 9 to 12 hours of sleep during the night. You can expect them to take 30-minute to 2-hour naps 1 to 4 times a day. Just a side note for all of you parents in that stage right now, the foundation also reports 70 to 80% of infants will sleep through the night by 9 months. Now to our toddlers, or 1 to 3-year-olds. The foundation reports they need 12 to 14 hours of sleep a day. At about 18 months, they'll take fewer naps, probably 1 a day, but this is the age when they may start resisting bedtime, and nightmares may become an issue as well. Preschoolers are next at 3 to 5 years. The foundation says they need 11 to 13 hours of sleep each night, with most not taking any naps after 5 years old. The foundation reports many preschoolers also experience nightmares as their imaginations develop. Also, sleepwalking and sleep terrors peak during preschool years. School-age children ages 5 to 12 need 10 to 11 hours of sleep. This can be difficult, especially with extracurricular activities and homework now playing a role. The foundation reports watching TV close to bedtime has been linked to bedtime resistance and difficulty falling asleep in this age bracket. And finally, our teenagers, they need about 9 hours and 15 minutes of sleep a night to function best, but the foundation says for some teens, 8.5 hours of sleep is sufficient. Thing is, most teens do not get enough sleep. Can you believe that? In fact, the foundation says one study found that only 15% of teens reported sleeping 8.5 hours on school nights. Maybe you're dealing with a child who just can't get to sleep. Perhaps you tried everything, rocking them, lying down with them, singing to them. Well, let's throw another idea your way. Have you tried reading to them? Everyone loves a good fairy tale before bedtime. Jimmy, you have just the series that our little ones will love.
Yeah, Lisa, what child doesn't love a good picture book? I know I did. I still do. And while little boys have their own distinct tastes, so do little girls. And if you have a little girl, you probably know the name Pinkalicious. Pinkalicious is back with a new adventure and a new color. Aqualicious is the 6th pinktacular picture book in the #1 best-selling Pinkalicious series. And here to tell us more about it is illustrator and author Victoria Kann, joining us from New York City.
Thank you. Well, that was a pink amazing introduction. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon. But I gotta ask you, let me ask you right off the jump here, where did you get the idea for a Pinkalicious series?
Well, it was based on my daughters who love the color pink and wore pink princess outfits every single day. And I originally wrote it as an April Fool's joke that I sent to my family and friends, telling them that my daughter had actually turned pink. And one of my friends wrote me back and said, "I'm not coming over. I don't want my daughter to turn pink." And that is it. And another friend said, "Hey, that would make a great children's story." So that's how it came about.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What comes first, the storyline or the illustrations?
The story comes first. I think of the story and I write it down, and that could take a couple of months. And then I do the illustrations, and the illustrations take longer, about a year, maybe more. But when I think about the story, I think, what's going to be fun and exciting for me to work on for a long period of time? So I loved working on Aqualicious because I got to think about the beach. And when I was illustrating it, it was a year ago when it was all snowy out, and I got to fantasize about surfing and eating food at a concession stand with sea salt and playing miniature golf. So it's a great fantasy.
And it's worked out well. The book's not only fun and entertaining, but it's interactive as well. And you want the kids to take away a lesson. What lesson are you wanting them to take away from this?
Well, I'm always trying to empower children to be more creative and to use their imagination. Even just the idea, this book has a mermini, and just the idea that you could take something that people think of in a specific way, a mermaid everybody thinks is human size, and make it into something really tiny. Well, if there's a mermini, there might be a mermaxi, you know, and then they can go, kids can read my story and they can think of things differently. So I'm always thinking about creativity and imagination. And of course, there's also my message that comes through in my musical in the last song in the finale, which is pink is love, pink is joy, pink is happily ever after.
Okay, you know I had a favorite picture book growing up too, and I'm guessing that you probably did too. Was there anyone that influenced your style?
Well, you know, I really loved picture books that had great characters. That was really important to me. So Madeline, I love the Madeline series, Harriet the Spy, Eloise. You know, the thing about picture books is that it makes art accessible to everybody at a very young age. I mean, you might go to a museum and you might see modern art, but picture books it's basically bringing art home. You know, so to me, the greatest artist in the world is Bemelman, who illustrated Madeline.
Okay, you mentioned the musical, Traveling the Country. Now, what's it like to see something that started out with you as a practical joke, now up on stage?
It is the most fun in the world. I tell you, I am having such a great time. I love doing it. I have dolls. I have a website which has coloring pages, and you can sign up for a newsletter. I have a Facebook page where kids can actually write to Pinkalicious and get a response. And then what is the best thing is that kids put pictures of themselves on my Facebook page. And that's incredible, because I'm basically sitting alone in my studio all day working, and when I get to see the kids and the teachers and the librarians and the Pinkalicious parties, it just makes me so happy. I feel honored to be able to do this.
That is absolutely awesome. Victoria Kann, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. If you'd like to learn more about what Victoria Kann and the Pinkalicious series is all about, all you have to do is go to our website, WVOC.com, and click on a picture at the top of the page. So the perfect companion for a great read, some comfort food, and nothing says comfort better than grilled cheese. But these are not your ordinary sandwiches. We're in the DelmarvaLife kitchen next, sprucing them up. And we're topping it off a little bit later on with a sweet treat, peppermint hot chocolate, the perfect drink for this winter weather. DelmarvaLife will be right back.